All right. Gold, great sell-off from the high, off of the high. Very nice sell-off.
It's been 10 minutes time now at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time. We get the US ADP employment change. The forecast is 40K from the prior
All right.
63K. Range is 96K to
I'm going to watch
33K.
the ES on this. ES 0627 26, sorry, ES 0626, not 27. I'll put a reverse continue on this chart. Change the breakout to a reverse continue. One position, ES, target 25, stop 25. And I don't plan, honestly, on trading, but you know the deal. If there's an opportunity, ES reverse continue, no harm in throwing a chart on. If you want to put micros up, you could put a micro up. There's no harm in putting micros up. Gold is really selling off right now after making new highs. I'm going to put MES on, one low risk chart, 0626. So I would slightly update my reverse continuation and put two contracts. It'd be $1, a little bit more than $1 per tick. I'll leave my target the same, but I would use a bigger stop. It's discretionary. This gold trade looks very risky because of gold movement. We just might not get a normal gold move. I'm going to put the ES on my Lucid, the MES on my Lucid account. Apply it, okay it. It's already on it, and there we go. So, but I'm concentrating on this gold trade. How much has gold sold off? What kind of problem are you having on Tradeovate? Is it randomly disconnecting? Is that, is anybody having a problem where, no? What's the problem, Ray? What problem have you been having? Delayed data. Okay, so I'm on my Lucid account right now. I'm not going to trade it because that is Tradeovate. Um, I'm going to put gold on for a second and see if my gold data is the same as my rhythmic. So my data seems to be fine. It's matching my rhythmic at the moment. My lucid is matching my rhythmic, and my lucid is Tradeovate at the moment. At the moment, it looks fine. So I'm just putting it back on ES. Ah, okay. You're not able to put in an order. MES. So one nice thing I will really say about Bullinox, they did something very nice. So I have a master account, a funded account, right? And I haven't traded it very much, and I broke their rule of not trading it enough, where they could have terminated the account. And they're so nice. They sent an email, and they've done this before. I didn't realize. I hadn't traded it in that long, but they said trade it within a couple of days or we're going to terminate it. That's a nice company. That's nice behavior. They could have been predatory and just canceled it.
In 5 minutes' time now, at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time, get
Ah,
the US
yeah, I
ADP
can't
employment
trade
change for the month of
on Lucid.
March. Forecast
Can't
is
trade on
40K and the
Lucid.
price 63K, with a range of 96K to 33K expected.
So let's put our MES on our little funded account that we haven't been trading. So I traded it this morning and made $1 just so I would trade it. So we need to put our software on that account also. Don't forget, if you change the chart trader, it'll still trade on the account that the software is set to. So, and then if you change your R trader and don't change the software, you won't see your orders. Okay? You will not see your orders. So, Calvin, they didn't cancel the account for me. They just sent an email, said trade it immediately, pretty much, or we're going to terminate it in 2 days. Bullinox is fantastic on their email answering. All my experiences with them have been very good. They've been extremely fair. Apex is so restrictive. I could not trade with them. Too many instruments that you can't trade. Just too many instruments. Hello, Sam, on the internet. Nice to see you. Let me put my laptop. Is Artemis still taking off today? Are we still going to the moon today? Nobody's even talking about that. Maybe I'm naive, but I think is that the good side of humanity? I think it is. I think Artemis 2 is the good side of humanity. Is it still taking off? Let's find out. Is Artemis 2 still taking off today? Oh, it already landed on the moon. It landed on the moon. April Fools. So far, it's taken off. Still. It's still scheduled to take off this evening around 6:24. I think that's Eastern time. And I don't know. Maybe I'm naive, but I think that's mankind at its best. I don't know. Maybe it's a secret military mission to kill everybody on Earth, for all I know. Calvin, obviously, I feel the same way as you. I think the
1
engines
minute
they're
remaining for the US
using
ADP
are
employment change.
extremely, extremely well tested engines. I did see one report that I didn't like, which was a former NASA engineer who said the heat shields were absolutely unequivocally unsafe. And I remember getting that video about a month ago. Yeah, it's probably, let's get ready. I'm definitely worried about all the reports this morning, to be honest. These are very, very difficult reports this morning. To
10
do
seconds.
traditionally, to do them traditionally is difficult. Our brackets are going to show up right about now.
Order submitted.
Still waiting.
They're waiting on the news. Now, waiting on the news. If there's no burst, when I hear the news, I'm going to click the X
Still no sign of the ADP
and
data.
cancel. There's no news. No news yet. No news. No news.
Order
62k,
filled.
That doesn't
62k
much
higher than
matter.
forecast for
So it
40k.
burst
The
down,
prior was revised up to
gave me
66k from
5
63k.
ticks
Again,
profit,
US ADP
revert,
employment
10
change
ticks
slightly
profit,
delayed here, coming in
reversed.
higher than expected at
So made
62,000.
50
Prior was
bucks on
revised
that.
higher to
50
66,000.
bucks. Almost not worth trading and not a very big move. All right. What was the size of that move? Now, the news was good. There were a lot of jobs created compared to what they expected. Although I do think the number overall is a small number, 62,000 versus 41. That would be considered good news. What we have to do now is move over to retail. Whether we like it or not, we've got to move over to retail sales. We've only got 12, 14 minutes. All right. So I'm just turning off everything for a minute except the reverse continue. So I just made a couple of ticks. That was it. Made a couple of ticks. And it was not a very impactful move. All right. And it reversed instantly. So if you look at the move, it moved 38 ticks. We had a 20 bracket. So there was not a lot available. And with a quick reversal and slippage, we didn't get much profit. We made 50 bucks. And gold was moving downward before the event. Let's look at the DMM for retail. All right. And I just want to say, honestly, that retail is a high risk event also. It has not traded normally in like 5 months. All right. There's just retail hasn't traded normally. Um, Let me show you the DMM and I'll show you why we have such a crazy DMM. Okay, I mean, it's not crazy, but we have two trap trades. Why do we have two trap trades? When you look at retail, when we look at our spike sheet, all right, and we do have a spike sheet on retail, there's almost no way to have a safe gold setup on this report. Not if you look at what happened over the past 2 months. It moved. Now, maybe I'll take that back. We can remove 240 ticks in March. Why? Because it traded with the jobs report and it's not on our DMM. All right? It's not on it. So February, we would have had a viable trade, a winner, possible small winner with a reversal. Same thing in January. December, it traded with the jobs report. So December, you got to throw it away. Our setup is big tiers, okay? We have big tiers. So, of course, there's a lot of risk. I'm going to trade it in the account that I damaged last night because it'll either bring that account back or it'll blow that account up, and that account is going to get rebuilt in just a day or two anyway. So it's no big deal. So I'm going to change my reverse continue to that account. All right. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Change the reverse continue to that account. So highlight strategies, reverse continue, I just have one contract, a 30 target, a 40 stop on gold, and I'm just going to put it on account 35. It's labeled, everything's labeled, and everything is ready.
Brings us now 10 minutes away
All right.
from the bottom of the hour, where we get the US retail sales data for the month of February. Month over month forecast 0.5%
Then I'm going to
from the
set up
prior
the
minus
trap,
0.2%,
and
with a
this
range of
trap has a lot of
1.2%
risk.
to 0.1% expected.
Right-click
Core retail
strategy,
sales month over month
click trap.
forecast 0.3% from the prior 0%.
We're going to
Retail sales
trigger
year over
at
year for a prior rate of
829.55.
3.16%.
829.55. Our stop is 30. It's a big risk, big stop. Our tier is 55 and 95. All right. So we have a zone of safety of 125 ticks. If we move more than 125 ticks on the news, we'll get stopped out. And if we don't, then hopefully we'll get an opportunity to manage a trap trade. Label it trap GC, and then I'll put it on account 35. I'll apply it. Now, if you want to see where your brackets are going to show up, you can set the time to 0, even on a trap trade. And you can see where your brackets are going to show up. Now, gold is really selling off. That,
Order submitted.
what that means, there's our orders. So there, we're in the middle of
Order
all the
canceled.
levels, pretty much. We're in the middle. We're nowhere near the highs. We're nowhere near the lows. So I think this report can move in any direction. Gold's done a pretty big sell-off before this news,
Russian
so
Foreign Ministry
I
says we
think
assume that
there's
OPEC
an
Plus monitoring
opportunity
panel will discuss
for
the
the
oil
price
prices
to
increase.
just do some chopping around, which is what we want on a trap trade. I would prefer at the moment to get filled long, looking at gold on a 15-minute chart. Gold is still more bullish than bearish on the day by quite a bit, all right? By quite a bit. Here's our trap.
Order submitted. Order
All right.
canceled.
Spread it a little bit. Now we're going to go back, highlight our trap. First, I'm going to get rid of the breakout. That's just in the way. All right, we're going to highlight our trap, 829.55, right? Not 80.
US
8.
Treasury yields briefly pair their declines following the ADP private payrolls data. The 10-year
Position
yield
1's a 1,
last down
position
around
2 is a 1.
1.4 basis points.
55 and 95 on our tiers. The stop is 30. The software will adjust the stop if it has to. It's something that's built into the trap trade where the software will not let us stop be on the wrong side of price. The stop starts at 30. And then I said I was going to trade it on the account that I kind of damaged last night scalping. I can get shut down in this trade if in the middle of the trade I'm losing too much money. That's the only real risk of this trade, because I believe I have a daily loss limit on this account. So it could shut down the account. It's possible. Now, if you want to experiment, not take so much risk on 2 accounts on a difficult report, we also have an MES-ES trap. tiers of 20 and 30 with a stop of 25. It's hard to manage two trap trades at once. So right now we have an ES reverse continue,
In 5 minutes time now at the bottom of the
and
hour, get the US retail
I want
sales
to
month
put
over
that
month. This data is for February.
on
Forecast 0.5% on the prior,
just a
minus
regular profit
0.2%,
count,
with a range of
37, the one we
1.2 to
traded,
0.1% expected.
ADP.
Core retail
All
sales
right.
month over month,
So we
forecast
have
0.3%
our
from the
regular
prior
trap
0%, and retail sales year over year saw a prior rate of
on the account we
3.16%.
traded ADP. But right now I'm just setting up the reverse continue, okay? Then on the MES or the ES, whichever you prefer, I'm going to go for broke today. ES 0626. I'm going to go crazy because I'm a nut. Trade the ES. So my reverse continue, just one position for the reverse continue. 25 target, 25 stop at the moment. All right, that's my reverse continue.
Bank of
And we're
England's
on
Governor
a
Bailey coming through here
pretty fresh
says
prop,
businesses I speak to say that there
37.
have been a real lack of pricing power. Says that we will have to act if appropriate, but tackling the source of the energy price shock is the most important.
All right,
Bailey adds that if we have a prolonged high energy price and supply disruption environment, it will strain many countries quite seriously. Bank of England's Bailey says,
one
I'm
thing I
very
have
clear
to
that we need to
fix,
return inflation to target
my
in a way
GC
that causes the
magnet
least
was
damage to
set up
growth
on a
and
different
jobs.
account
Bank of England's
originally.
Governor Bailey adds that we
Let's
look
put
at
them
inflation
all on the
expectations
same
very
account.
carefully, but
Everything on
short
the
run often
same
follows
chart
headline inflation.
should
And
all be
says,
on the
again,
same
UK
account.
growth is below
If you make a
potential and the labour market is
change,
softening. Says the
then you
MPC
always
may
have
debate
to
the case for a
change.
precautionary rate
You have
rise,
to press
but needs to judge
apply
that in the
and
context of
OK
the
when you
remit
make a
and how to
change.
return inflation to the target.
Our
Bailey says the gilt
ES
market moves
trap,
are orderly but stretched. We're
right
watching
click
it hourly,
strategy,
and says we need to watch out
click
for
trap
investor
trade.
loss of confidence in private
Position 1's a
credit.
1, position
So
2
again,
is a
Bank of
1.
England's Governor Bailey says, again, just to repeat this, that the Monetary Policy
829.55.
Committee may debate the case for a precautionary rate
The
rise,
stop
but need
is
to judge that in the
25
context
on
of
the
their
ES
remit and
trap.
how to return inflation to
Tier 1
target.
is 20. Tier 2 is 30. We'll label it
So just keep in mind,
trap
pound seeing a little bit
ES.
of
Now,
weakness here.
I
Cable
might up
currently
it. I'll
still up
tell you
around
why I'm going to up it.
0.6%, just pairing
I'm going
earlier
to
gains.
do a 25 and 40 because in February we had a very big move. So I'd rather not get filled than get stopped out. 25 and 40. It's not that different on tier 1. So if there's a decent move, we'll get filled. But it gives us more than 2 points on the upside. So 25 and 40 on the tiers. Tier 1, 25. Tier 2 is 40. Stop is 25. 829.55 on the trigger. And we'll put this on 37. I got to fix one more thing. 37. Apply it. Okay it. Make sure my gold trap is on 35. Okay, my gold trap is 35. Gold magnet is 35. Reverse continue on gold is 35. We have 1 minute.
1 minute remaining for the US data.
Our
I'll lead with
ES
retail
trap
sales month over
is
month.
37. I'll try to manage both traps. Make sure you can see the cancel outer tier button on your chart. If you can't see it, widen your chart until you can see it. Now I can see it. That button is important. Now, I'm glad to see gold change direction, at least somewhat. I would rather get filled on this report long because gold is so bullish. I would
10
probably not
seconds.
hesitate to take a pretty quick profit on this report if I can't
Order
manage the trade
submitted.
well.
Order submitted. Order
Zero
canceled.
spot 6%, 0.6%. That's higher than
I'm
forecast.
going to
Zero spot
cancel my
5%.
Order
For
outage
retail
here,
canceled.
sales,
move
zero
my
spot
stop to
5%, 0.5
safety,
percent higher than forecast. Zero
make
spot
my target
3%.
bigger, trail a little bit more. Okay, I can't lose money on my gold
Order
trap on the
canceled.
ES. Okay, now that seems absolutely insane that there was virtually no profit on that report because of the speed of that fill. ES is a no fill. Canceled the
So noting a
trap
prior revision on
ES.
retail sales month over month,
Canceled the
revised
trap
up marginally to
ES.
minus
All right.
0.1% from minus 0.2.
Canceled the trap ES.
Order canceled.
And gold wound up getting out basically flat, which is insane. It's insane. I have to watch the video. Let's look at what the news returned. Watch what the news returned. So retail sales a tiny bit better than expected, tiny bit. That really should push gold down, but it pushed it up. Initially it went down. It filled us. I'm thinking I have to watch the video. I have to watch the video. We were filled short initially, and then it burst up. The ES didn't move enough, so no fill. Gold is, let's watch the video. Let's see what happened. That looked to me like it could have been a profit.
Connection.
Now, gold is moving up. Gold is moving up. But man, you can blow up an account if you try to scalp gold in this market. Putting on MNQ, MGC 0626.
We have posted the US retail sales February report on the feed for those interested. Seeing US Treasuries pair their gains after the February retail sales tops estimates.
So I'm going to scalp. I hate to chase. This is a big chase. It's a big chase. The question is gold going to continue up on this news,
Connection.
or is it done? Or is it done? So I'm just watching. I'm thinking of taking a long for a possible test of the high, but this is where I got killed scalping last night. Now, the next event is there is a small report at 9:45 that we don't trade. And then ISM manufacturing is at 10. ISM manufacturing is at 10. All right. Now we can shrink this chart back to normal. The ES did not see why I didn't want to jump into a scalp. This is what gold has been doing most of the morning and last evening. It's been faking you out, making you think it's going to continue going and changing direction. So I'm going to take a breather. I'm going to get rid of my traps for the moment. All right. Let's turn off everything just for a moment. Take a breather. Let's look at the video and see what happened that we didn't get a profit on that gold trap. So the ADP gave us $50. Okay. That we saw. ADP. Retail. I had over $700 in profit. And I was managing the stop. And let's see what happened. Did I mismanage? Did I make a mistake? Let's see. Let's watch. So, okay, welcome everyone to the Pro Trade Room Plus ADP. Here's our video from that report. We're going to go all the way to retail in the video. All right, here's retail. All right, we have to wait 30 seconds. I'm going to start a new video. All right. I'll start a new video after we watch this. Wait 1 second. All right, here comes retail. We got filled. Okay, the news is out. We were instantly filled short. All right, we had a huge profit. I canceled the outer tier, moved my stop to safety, and I think what happened is the price burst up. Oh, I see what happened. Nope, nope. It didn't, for whatever reason. It just filled with so much slippage on that fast move that it took me out flat. So it was just bad data feed behavior. Bad data feed behavior. It should have at least given us a couple of $100, and it just exited flat because of the speed of the move. Okay, I mean, that is what I thought happened. I'm not going to argue with data feeds, and I'm not going to go on a rant about data feeds, okay? I'm just not going to go on a rant. All right, let's set up our next video and our next event. So we have the oil open if we want to trade it, okay? We have the US open, which we always trade, and we have ISM manufacturing, okay? That's what we've got coming. Let's set up our video. Welcome everyone to the Pro Trade Room Plus, Oil Open, US Open, ISM Manufacturing. My name is Lee Goldstein, the Trading Director at 10-Minute Trade. Trades, please remember that all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. Okay, so that's what we've got going at the moment. I'm going to put a reverse continue on my RTY chart, all right, just to get ready for the open. Putting a reverse continue on my RTY chart. Let's get our clock back. All right, reverse continue, just so we don't have to do it later. Click News Trader, reverse continue, RTY, one position, 35 tick target, 35 tick stop, and we'll trade the RTY. We're trading it these days in our funded account, number 66. That's my almost original funded account. We'll label it RTY, reverse continue, apply it, okay it, and put the RTY on that account. So RTY is getting ready for the open. Now we'll change our micro gold chart to oil. CL, look for the future, double click it. Oil down $1.60 at the moment. Let's look at a longer time frame, 15, 30 or 30-minute chart, 15-minute chart of oil. So the market thinks that the war is toning down or whatever at the moment, okay? At the moment. But it's back more than 50% of the sell-off, all right? So oil was bearish, but now it's bullish. But it tells me that maybe we can move any direction on the oil open. My gut is thinking up. I don't believe this war is ending yet. Now, I don't know. What do I know? Right? I don't know anything. All I know is that this oil trade is not easy, right? That we know. We had one nice winner this week on it where we hit both contracts. More often than not, we either hit one target. Yesterday we canceled. There wasn't even a move. Um, so, couple of things. On the oil chart, we'll put our reverse continue, right? We do it on every chart. Going to get rid of everything else. Okay, we're starting over. So reverse continue on the oil chart. Right click the chart, click News Trader. Change breakout to reverse continue. Position 1 is a 1. Our target's 25. Our stop is 25. And we'll label it CL reverse continue. And let's try and bring back that account that I damaged. That really should have had some profit this morning on that retail trade. That aggravates me that it was such a bad fill in a prop account. Apply it and okay it. We'll keep trading that account, see if we can bring it back, and we'll turn that on. And then we have our market open trade on oil. It's a breakout trade. Right click the chart, click News Trader. I'm going to load my template, load it up. Template, load, new, oil, new, open. That's what we call it. Oil, new, open. All right. By the way, Frank, are you here? Going to right click it, rename it, today's date. Thank you, Frank. I just wanted to say thank you. I'll answer your order later so you know what's going on. Okay? But thank you very much. And then I'm going to load oil new. I'm dating it today. So I'll leave it at 0. We'll check our bracket at 15. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is 8 ticks. Target 2 is 20 ticks. Our stop is 25. If it hits the first target, we'll do a break even. Target 1 stop move, BE. We're going to check our bracket on SIM. The account's on SIM. The trade is labeled CLBRK open. Apply it and OK it. We'll spread the chart a little. And when you turn on a 0 time trade with SIM, what happens? You see your bracket gets generated.
Order submitted.
All right, it's a little tight,
Order canceled.
so we'll just widen it a tiny bit for management.
Order submitted.
Okay,
Order canceled.
so that's our market open trade on oil. The time of that trade, right click, highlight the breakout, 8:59:59. Bracket is 15, position 1's a 1, position 2's a 1, target of 8, target of 20, stop of 25. I want to reiterate, this has been a mediocre to poor event to trade. I'm here, and that's why I've been continuing to trade it. Only because I'm here. This is not an official trade that we're recommending that people really take this trade. It has not behaved well. Okay? Just know that. Just be aware. Um, man, did the Phillies look like crap. I hate that team so much. I hate the Philly manager. I think he's the worst, one of the worst managers in baseball. They can't win with him. Oh my goodness. Something's happening. Some statement has just been made.
So
Okay.
Trump posting on Truth Social here
Trump.
says that Iran's new regime president, much less radicalized and far more intelligent than his predecessors, has
Iran's
just
new
asked the US
regime
for a
president,
ceasefire. So
much
again,
less
Iran on
radicalized, more
Trump posted on Truth Social
intelligent.
saying Iran's new president has asked for a ceasefire. Says we'll
Iran's
consider
new
when Hormuz
president has
Strait is
asked for a
open, free and
ceasefire.
clear. But until then, we are blasting Iran into oblivion, or as they say, back to the Stone Ages. So here we're seeing some strength in the S&P 500, just whipsawing, some weakness in the dollar. As again, Trump on Truth Social is saying Iran's new regime president has asked for a
Hang on.
ceasefire.
Supposedly saying on Truth Social that Iran's president was asking for a ceasefire. All right. Now, do you want to scalp like a lunatic? Oil's probably going to go down now, don't you think? So we were on account 35. You want to do a 50 tick stop and take a short here? How crazy do you want to be? It dropped a lot already, but it's certainly possible it's going to go test the low or it's going to stop you out because everybody's going to go short and it's going to torture everybody and go up. I'm going to sit and watch. I'm not going to act like a retail newbie and jump in short. I'm going to wait and just let everything calm down and we'll take our regular trade. What I might do is increase the bracket on the breakout to a 20. All right. That's what I will do. Increase the bracket to a 20. See what would have happened if you jumped into a short? We're going to put our time back to the correct time on the breakout. 8:59:59, bracket of 20. Targets of 8. We'll go for a bigger second target. We could get a big move in this market. 40. 40 on the second target. All right, our breakout is on. I'm not going to put a magnet on oil, but I am going to put my middle chart on the YM, which we always do. Let's get our middle chart set up with a reverse continue. Click News Trader, change the breakout to reverse continue. One position, 35 tick target, 35 tick stop at the moment. They might have to increase our stops. On the scalp, I'm going to increase the stop to 50. We don't normally take the scalp, so it's not really a big issue. YM, reverse continue, is the label. And I am trading this lucid. YM is lucid. I think this morning I'll trade YM on a funded account that Bullinox told me I better start trading. So let's put it on a YM on that this morning. That's number 68. Let me look at something. One position, that's all I can trade. It's a small account. 35 target, 50 stop, and one position, and we'll trade it on 68. Apply it, okay it, put the chart on 68. That is a funded account, and it's up a little bit from where it started being funded. All right, it's up just a
Voice news
little bit.
disconnected.
Just a little bit. All right. See why you don't jump into a short when you think the market's going to go short? Because of news, a crazy news tweet, right? I bet a lot of people got stopped out jumping in short on oil there. So our YM reverse continue is ready to go. Our oil breakout needs to be put on the right account. It was on SIM. So I'm going to go back to our oil open, highlight the breakout, and just put the software back on the account we were trading it on, which is number 35. I'll apply it and OK it. Nothing else needs to be changed. Turn it on. So our oil breakout, I do think oil will go short on the open. That's what I think. But I'm not trading it to go any direction. I'm trading it to pull us in however it goes. YM, we have our reverse continue on the chart. Notice no one believes what Trump says. The market's back to where it was before that announcement, the tweet. Let's just make sure we're doing things properly. RTY, we're funded. Right now we just have our reverse continue set up. No problem. YM, funded, a different funded account. And right now we just have our YM reverse continue set up. Let's put our magnet on the YM. Right click strategies, double click magnet. Let's label it YM magnet. Go down to the label YM magnet. And I'm going to trade the magnet on Lucid. I want to get that account funded. Right now, Lucid, high of day, low of day magnet. We've got nice space between both. Position, look at oil. Position 1, default -3 target. Position 2, we'll do 15 ticks. We'll do a 45 tick stop. Target 1 stop move. Should it hit the first target, we'll move the stop to break even. So we have a 2-position magnet set up. Remember, you can always configure your buttons, or you can always do your button, ignore your buttons, and just do your signal trading, your scalping with the reverse continue that you already have on the chart. That's the way I actually like to do things. It's easier. So YM magnet, Lucid, I've got 2 positions set up. Position 1's a 1, position 2's a 1. Target 1 is default, -3. That means it exits 3 ticks before the high or 3 ticks before the low. Target 2 is 15 ticks. That means the second target exits after it goes through the magnet by 15 ticks. Stop is 45. If it doesn't hit target 2 and it reverses, our stop when it hits the first target moves to BE, break even. That's my setup. I'm in Lucid, our prop account. Apply it, okay it, turn it on. It's a higher day, lower day. So we are going to see orders. If we get a short here, let's put our orders under 550 to go short. And on the upside, above R1 would be a nice pull into this market. If you hover on your magnet entry button, it shows you your buy and your sell and your target. So we're buying at 058 and we're exiting at 87. So it's about a 30 tick target for target 1. And on the downside, we're selling at 529 and we're exiting at 95. It's almost the same size target. Okay? So that's what we got going on the YM. It's not on automatic yet. It's a little bit early. I'm just watching, listening a little bit. All right. Any questions about what we got going on at the moment? Don't forget, after the open, we will have ISM. All right. We will have ISM. Looks to me like RTY could be an interesting magnet this morning. If you put a magnet on RTY, right click strategy, double click magnet, high of day, low of day. Proximity is alone, leave it alone. Just one position, -3 on the target. Let's say 40 on the stop, and watch what it looks like. It's very interesting. And we'll trade that. Make sure you label it. Very important. RTY magnet. And our RTY is on a funded account, right? RTY is on our original, one of our original funded accounts, so that's where the magnet goes. Apply it. Okay, when you turn on your high of day, low of day, you get your orders. Let's see how decent they are. It's a little bit too tight for me. I'd like to make a little more money. Under 10, I want to be entered in on the short side, and on the long side, right above 45. Right above 45. It's not a very big trade unless you add some contracts to it. Just looking back at some of the price action. So you can use market structure on the upside for the RTY. You could ignore these crazy wicks because they were a tweet. It still did create a new high. It did. I suppose maybe above, somewhere above 40 to the upside. It looks at the moment like it wants to test the low side. That's what it's looking like. Now, normally I don't do magnets on the RTY, so I may just watch it. May just watch it. We do have our oil trade getting ready to give us a breakout. I do 25 target and a 25 stop on oil reverse continue, Arthur. Here comes our bracket.
Order submitted.
Now the market's open. If we don't get, I think it's going to fill short. Again, we didn't get a burst on the open.
Order submitted.
Not sure I want it to be filled short. Let's see if it'll get our first target. I'd like my first target to get hit. Come on. I'd be happy with the first target because then our stop will move to safety. But if it does this, It's going to stop us out. It's going to really destroy that account. It's going to finish off this account for the day. Too bad. It came 3 ticks, just 3 ticks away from our target. 3 ticks away.
Order filled.
All right, I don't think I can trade this account anymore this morning. But look, folks, what did I say about this report, this open? I said it's a lousy open, and we got one winner on it this week, one full stop, one no trade. I probably should have just canceled it, in all honesty. Probably should have just canceled it. But it's a lousy open. It's a lousy open, and we're not recommending it. So I'm willing to take the hit to tell you not to do it. All right? That's sometimes what we do. So I don't know if I can still
Order
trade that
submitted.
account. Maybe I can. I'll keep
Order
trying.
canceled.
Um, Now we have to sort of get ready, not sort of, now we want to get ready for a regular open. Regular open. So what are we going to do? We're going to put our oil chart on MNQ, and we'll wind up trading that in a different account. That'll be a funded account. YM is ready for the open. We're just waiting on the YM. Oil, I'm done trading. Just curious what gold is up to. GC 0626. So gold, because we will be looking at gold for ISM in half an hour. Okay? We will be looking at gold. So gold is still up over $70 from last evening. Gold is definitely bullish. It had a nice fat sell-off after it made many new highs. It's definitely still bullish. But it's had a pretty serious sell-off since the 47.91 high of a couple hours ago. Not even an hour. Yeah, maybe a couple hours. All right. So gold, we'll see where it's sitting at 9:30 after the open for our ISM trade. Right now, you got a momentum change in gold. No test to the VWAP though, and no test to the high at the moment. A lot of instruments are in the middle of settings at the moment. A lot of instruments are in the middle of settings, it looks like, right? YM, I'm putting it on magnet auto. If it goes to lows, I'll let it fill. Even though it's bullish, I'll probably let it fill. Because if it gets there, um, let's say 46,550, it's not going to be bullish if it gets there. RTY, let's put our range trade on. That's our main trade. Right click strategy, double click news trader, change the trade type to a range trade. And our RTY range start time is 9:25:00. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Check. show range graphics on chart. Up at the top, make sure you chose range trade, and then range end is 930.00. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1, target 1 is 10, target 2 is 20, target 1 stop move is BE, our stop is 35, and then we are trading it funded. Label it RTY range, right? And choose the same account that you're trading anything else on the RTY on. Funded, apply it, okay it. Make sure our chart trader's on funded, the right account. Turn it on, and we're now ready totally on the RTY. Totally ready. YM, we already set it up. I'll go over the YM settings one more time. So we have a reverse continue on the YM. Right click the chart, strategy, highlighting the reverse continue. One contract, position 1's a 1, 35 target. Going to go 40 on the stop right now. Slide down, label it YM reverse continue, a different funded account. Apply it, okay it. Make sure the chart trader is on that funded account, the correct one. And then turn on your reverse continue for the YM. Then we also have a YM magnet set up. And our YM magnet is a high of day, low of day magnet. Now, notice I'm not seeing the buttons. Uncheck the reverse continue. Uncheck the magnet. Put the magnet on first, and then put on your reverse continue. Now I see all my buttons. Sometimes it's the order in which you put the trade on the chart, and sometimes that will make buttons disappear. So just change the order if ever you don't see your buttons when you should. It's Ninja. It's not our software. It's a Ninja thing. So right now I'm going to turn off the magnet for a moment, show you the setup. The YM magnet. High of day, low of day. Proximity is 3. Position 1's a 1. Target 1 is default, -3. Position 2 is a 1. And then our target is 15. And I've said that means that if the magnet goes through, if the price goes through the magnet by 15 ticks, our second position will make more profit. Stop is 45. Target 1 stop move is break even. If it hits the first target, the stop will automatically move to break even. Choose the account that you're trading in. Oh, were we doing YM in Lucid? Is that what we were doing YM in? Or were we using our small funded account? Let's do the YM in Lucid. YM magnet, okay. Let's put the YM on Lucid. So right now our YM magnet is on Lucid, high of day, low of day. I want my order entry above S1, above R1. My downside order below 550. Then I need to modify my YM reverse continue, put it on Lucid. Highlight the reverse continue, put it on Lucid. I remember why I was trading that small account though. Alright, Lucid for YM, RTY funded. Alright, RTY is all set up. And then we have our MNQ. We want to put that chart on now. Watching gold here. MNQ 0626. We're going to right click and put a reverse continue on the MNQ. Click News Trader. Change the breakout to reverse continue. Couple of contracts. One position. Target of 50. Stop of 75. Label it reverse continue MNQ. Label MNQ reverse continue. And going to trade that in that new smaller funded account. 68. Apply it, okay it, turn it on. Now before I put Chart Trader on that account, we're going to set up our breakout on the MNQ. So I'm reading some of these comments from Trump. I think it's Truth Social. Um, I'll tell you in 1 second. I think it's Truth Social comments. All right, back to our MNQ setup. Right click the chart, click strategy, add news trader. It's a breakout. I'm going to load my template. Go down to template, load. Looking for MNQ new open. MNQ new open. Right click it, rename it today's date 4/1. Load it, saves it. Our trigger time is 9:29:59, but at the moment it's going to be 0. Bracket of 35. Target 1 is 40. Target 2 is 100. Stop is 125. And if it hits my first target, I will move to break even. BE target 1 stop move. Trade is labeled break BRK MNQ
Iran's
open.
Revolutionary Guard said that they attacked an oil tanker, Aqua 1, in the Gulf. The tanker leased to Qatar Energy was hit in Qatari waters.
Right now I'm on Sim because I want to look at the bracket size by turning on the
Order
trade.
submitted.
And that's a very manageable bracket size.
Order canceled.
Right click the chart, highlight the breakout, put the time back to 9:29:59. That's our trigger with a 35 bracket. Target of 40 and 100. Target 1 stop move BE. Break even. Stop of 125. Changing the account to our funded account. The new one. 68. Apply it. Okay it. Put the chart trader on that account, and let's put an MNQ magnet on that chart also. High of day, low of day. We got plenty of room in between those levels. After the open, maybe we'll get a magnet. Strategies, magnet, high of day, low of day. You could leave it off for the moment. We'll change it. I'll put it on. Maybe we won't have time if the market's super fast. High of day, low of day. Everything else is going to stay default till we get to position size 1. We'll make that 2 contracts. Default -3. The stop 75 ticks. That's a very small monetary stop. It's only like less than $40. And we'll do position size 2 is a 1 and the target 20 ticks through the magnet. Then we'll scroll down, label it MNQ magnet. I like to shorten the name. And we're on that same funded account, 68. Now we can put our chart trader, make sure our chart trader is on 68. Markets are pushing up, probably because of the tweets. Iran's Revolutionary Guards, we attacked oil tanker in the Gulf. Qatar Energy hitting Qatar waters. All right, just waiting now. After the market open, we're going to have to deal with ISM manufacturing. ISM manufacturing is another one of those, what used to be a great report has not been trading well as of late, been very difficult. Um, Let me just look at a couple of things while we're waiting. So it was a tiny, tiny winner in March on a trap trade, MES, MES, MES we used. That was in March. Now, if you understand our history with ISM, the fact it was an MES trap trade tells us everything we really need to know. That really tells us that that's a report that is not behaving the way it used to, because it used to be a gold trade. I mean, that's the way it was. Um, on February 2nd, gold was not safe. Needed a 100 bracket. Um, that's very, very unnatural. So ISM not safe. The ES, we had an ES trap quite a bit smaller than the March one.
So
That
in 10 minutes
worked.
time now at the bottom of the hour, get the
All right.
Canadian manufacturing
So it
PMI.
is
The date
very
is for March.
useful.
The prior was 51.
It's very useful when you have a difficult report. You want to go back, create those spike sheets, right? That's why we create these spike sheets. So we have something to look at. Okay, something to look at. Now in January, we had a tiny MNQ winner, tiny MNQ winner. Now, keep in mind that's now a different instrument than we've been using in
So
February and
FedSpar says
March.
higher US productivity is probably not
Then you go to
yet from AI.
December,
The AI impact on the labor market so far is relatively small.
and we take a look at ISM in September, and gold was unsafe, had an unsafe whipsaw. MNQ was stopped, so December was difficult. So you can understand, you can see that what we've got is a trade that's become inconsistent. Okay, and then let's take a quick look at November. Also, in November, ISM was a trap burst stop out on gold. Now, we do manage our traps much more aggressively when we can. I will make stops bigger on gold traps during the trade because we know very often we're still going to get our reversal, and sometimes you have to use a very large stop to survive. And I talk through the
Fed
trap
Musalem
trades,
says lowering inflation is
and then
pro-growth.
the MNQ in November was also stopped on ISM manufacturing. And then when we get there later, we'll look at the DMM.
So St. Louis Fed President Musalem is now speaking in a Q&A section of the event. Again, we have the live video on the calendar and the feed.
Watching some signals. That was a VWAP signal. Now, that I don't generally take signals 7 minutes before the open. All right. We're just watching the magnets. Now, the YM, look what happened. We didn't get our signal, our button. So, what do we have to do on the YM? Uncheck the reversal, right? Uncheck the magnet, uncheck the reversal, put the magnet on first, then put the reversal on. That gives you your buttons. Right now, my magnet YM is now on automatic. RTY, we're trading the range. All right, I'm not putting the magnet on automatic. I'm just watching magnets on RTY. We haven't been trading magnets on RTY because the range has been working very nicely. And then on our MNQ, we have a breakout. We have a reverse continue setup. And we're watching magnet signals for after the open. Okay. Now, yesterday we had a nice master class on the magnet. I think we covered a lot of features of using the software. So what I'll do is I'll cut the sale out of the video, and then it'll become just a master class without a sale. Now we are still streaming. I'll stream through ISM. We'll stream through the ISM. So there are a few people watching us on
It's been
YouTube.
5
Oh, a
minutes time
bunch.
now at the bottom of the
If you're
hour. To give
watching
the
us on
Canadian
YouTube
manufacturing PMI for
and
March,
you want to
the
say
prior
hello,
read
say
was
hello. Let
51.
us know you're out there. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you know the next time we're streaming. So we've got 4 minutes roughly before the open. So we have 2 more trading days, today and tomorrow. So today is Wednesday. I thought that maybe we'd stick around um, and watch if anyone's interested. Does anyone want to stick around and watch the oil report at 10:30? We have not been sending out DMMs for that oil report because of the
Fed's Musalem says,
volatility
I
in
need to
oil.
verify the waning of tariff inflation. Says, I
But I
expect
would
tariff
certainly be
effects to wane in the
curious.
next 2 quarters.
We haven't been watching that 10:30 report like we normally do. I might just want to see if we could trade some signals after ISM. That's really my interest. Not so much the oil report as it is to do some signal trading maybe. If anyone's interested, type in that you're interested and maybe we'll stick around. Now you notice that our RTY range is starting to calculate. So what is a range trade?
Musalem says,
It
long-term inflation
calculates.
expectations
We
still
have a
look
five,
anchored.
remember, we have a 5 minute range. So the inner lines are the range itself. The outer line is your long order when it's done calculating. The bottom line is your short order when it's done calculating. And then remember in the range, you had X ticks above the range, X ticks below the range. Well, we used 6. So the order is 6 ticks above, 6 ticks below. That's what that bottom line
Musalem
represents.
says, I still haven't seen how the oil shock plays through the economy.
Now, these are VWAP signals that are generating on the MNQ. Now, keep in mind that our chart is pretty wide. It's spread pretty wide because we're managing it for the breakout trade. Normally, your
Fed's Musalem
chart would
says,
not
we
be
are
spread
better
this
off on
wide
inflation indicators than
for
we
your
were in the
trading.
1970s.
Okay? The reason it's so wide is because when the bracket appears, we want to be able to manage the trade. If they're all scrunched up and too tight, you can't do a proper management of the trade.
So 1 minute away now from the bottom of the hour, where we get the Canadian manufacturing PMI and the market on open imbalance. I'll lead with the Canadian data.
All right, market's going to open in 15 seconds. We'll get orders on the RTY chart. We'll get orders
10
on
seconds.
the breakout chart for the MNQ.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
50,
Order
50.
filled.
That's the Canadian manufacturing PMI. Now the
Order
market on
Okay,
filled.
open imbalance. S&P
RTY
500 buy side
reversed.
201 million.
Order
Nasdaq
filled.
MNQ
100 buy side 19 million.
unfortunately was a
Dow 30
short.
buy side 103 million. Mag
MNQ
7
first
buy
stop
side
in a
16
while
million.
on the MNQ. RTY target 1 reversal, getting rid of the range, getting rid of the MNQ breakout. MNQ was a stop this morning. First time all week. YM looking like the YM may burst to the upside. It's possible. RTY might do a magnet to the upside. If you want to trade a magnet to the upside, you could just turn it on, right? I'd probably take a shot. MNQ, it's really so far from everything that I'm just not sure much is going to happen at the moment with MNQ levels. I mean, the open just didn't work for the first time in quite a few days. It's been,
As
I think
Musalem
it's
says,
the,
core services inflation has been
usually we
high,
get one
and goods inflation is
MNQ
driven by
stop a week.
tariffs.
That's what it seems like to me.
Nike shares falling
Now, is it
13%
going
at
to
the open here to
test?
their lowest intraday
Is it
level
going to
since
test the
2015,
low?
following their earnings report last
It's
night.
very bullish still, so I'm not dying
St. Louis Fed
to
President
jump into
Musalem
short
says if you take
trades
away
when
tariffs,
the
you still
markets are
have
still pretty bullish.
2.5% inflation on a 12-month
Now, we
basis.
do have ISM manufacturing to get ready for. So we'll just keep an eye for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get ready for ISM. My gut feeling is that the MNQ, it's going to generate a long signal shortly, I believe, on the magnet. It's pretty choppy though, right? You've got a lot of different colored candles here. Is it going to trend to the upside now? It's possible. It's possible. You know, we do have an MNQ magnet. Where's my MNQ reverse continue? I think I accidentally erased my MNQ reverse continue by accident, so I can put that back on real fast. MNQ reverse continue.
Musalem just saying that some of the underlying inflation pressures
Put a
is
couple
not
of
explained by
charts.
tariffs.
100 target, 100 stop. And we were funded on our MNQ 68. We just started trading that account. And then we'll label it MNQ reverse continue. That's how fast you could put a reverse continue on the chart. And there's our signal.
Order submitted.
I'll take a risk on an MNQ scalp. See if it'll continue up. And then we'll start to get ready. We'll start to get ready for ISM. So what you could do, expand your target, bring your stop to safety. And now if we get the
US
opportunity
stocks
to
extending
trail
gains. The
here,
Nasdaq's now up 1% out of
we
the
could
opening
keep
gate.
trailing and maybe get back some of our money from the open. Try not to get I might have gotten too
Order
close.
filled.
So I got too close to the current price, but got about 75 back on that. Excuse me.
Shares of US oil companies are declining as crude prices are falling.
So now I'm going to wait on the YM. RTY almost got to that high. Almost got to the high. So now we've got
Ted
ISM
Barr says guardrails
coming.
are weakened in financial services and says I've been dissenting on the policy affecting regulations.
Is the MNQ going to follow through? That's the question here. You've got RTY and YM
So in 10 minutes time
pushing
now at
down. So that's
9:45
why I
a.m.
didn't
Eastern
jump
time, we get the US
back into
S&P
my
manufacturing
MNQ
PMI
long.
final read for
Okay.
March. Forecast is
Let's get
52
ready
spot
for
4,
ISM.
unchanged from the
That's what we
prior,
got
with
to
a
do.
range of 52
So
spot 4 to 51 spot
RTY
8.
had a small winner, one target. It made 8 ticks. And then our YM, again, we didn't get a YM trade. We've had very quiet YM opens. Or we've been far. See, this morning we were on the VWAP, so we didn't, we could have taken the signal, I suppose, this morning, but it was before the open, so it's not a viable signal. It was too close to the open, only a couple of minutes away. That definitely is a high risk signal because of that. And then our MNQ open unfortunately got stopped this
Musalem
morning.
says, I don't see
So
AI productivity gains at a macro level
definitely a
yet.
mixed open. I'm watching the RTY still and the YM for a test of that high. And what about the MNQ? Are we going to test this high before the ISM report? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Now, look, the MNQ signal was long ago. It was a while ago. We might be getting a little bit exhausted here, or it might go all the way and do the magnet. These little arrows are not our arrows. Anytime you see a little tiny arrow like that, that's a ninja arrow. Text and markers, okay? Keep that in mind. Those are not our arrows. Those are text and marker arrows.
Al Arabia, citing Russia, say that Iran has constructively agreed to the passage of some ships through the Strait of Hormuz.
All right, let's get ready for ISM. I'm just tempted to let this make a new high. I think the YM is too far from the new high, so we'll move off the YM. Maybe we'll see if the RTY is going to burst through and get there or not. It might. It might not. You don't know. It's been a big move off the VWAP. It was a big move off the VWAP. Now, somebody might ask, how come there was no signal? You did not have a momentum change. Remember, our signals are predicated upon momentum changes. If we had an ARS now on, there would have been a signal right at the VWAP. Right at the VWAP. I'm watching to see if we get filled here.
Order submitted.
So there's our fill. The concern always is whether it follows through. I hate when a trade fills and then it pulls back immediately as opposed to bursting. I'd much rather see a burst. Much rather see a burst. So we're getting closer to ISM. So we have a two position trade on here. Now, you can't put your stop down at the VWAP. It's just too big of a stop. Okay? So you're not going to put your stop at the VWAP. No, I would. Um,
So in
if you
5
want to
minutes
see
time
all
now
the
at
signals but
9:45
trade
a.m.
the
Eastern Time,
magnet.
you get the
I
US
know I
S&P
can't think of
manufacturing
anything
PMI
more
March
confusing
final read.
than
Forecast
putting two
52 spot
magnets
4,
on one
unchanged
chart.
from the prior,
I would
with a
never
range
do
of
that.
52 spot 4 to
Never
51
do
spot
that.
8.
I think you have to accept the fact that you're not going to see all the signals, James. It's just not, I don't think that's a good approach. I would not do that. It'll just create so much confusion. use another account. If you have another prop account, use that second account for another magnet on a different chart. That would be the way to do it. That's how I would do it. You want to do it in a way that it doesn't make it so confusing that you're just not clear on what's going on. Now, ISM, I kind of want to get ready for ISM. I could just leave the RTY to do its thing, all right? If it'll test the high, we'll have our trade here. We need gold for the ISM, so I'm going to get rid of my MNQ at the moment. And MNQ reverse continue is gone.
According
MNQ
to Iran's
magnet
press TV,
gone.
Iran's Foreign Minister Arakchi
I don't
says
trade
only
the
Iran and
YM.
Oman will
I'm
decide the
not going to
future of the Strait of
trade the
Hormuz.
YM at the moment. I think I'll leave the YM for a minute. We'll leave the YM for a minute. I'm going to put a gold chart on. For ISM. Gold is just pushing up. Gold is pushing up. Yes, I did notice that Bullinox has a new 89 sale again. I thought it was PTF 89, Frank. It's almost always PTF 89. But if
Order
you're
filled.
saying 8, so
And in a statement
RTY
here,
didn't
Iran says
work
that the Strait of
on
Hormuz
that
won't
because
reopen
something
based on
must have
Trump's
just
quote-unquote
happened
absurd displays.
news-wise. There must have been something news-wise. It's a negative comment about the future of the Strait of Hormuz. That's what happened on this trade. All right. You could always say,
Order
let's
submitted.
see if we get a test towards the VWAP, right? Are we going to get a test towards the VWAP because of that negative news? Maybe. What I want to do is get my stop to safety as soon as possible. Then I'll expand my target and I'll do a little bit of trailing if we get the opportunity.
Order filled.
All right, so got a little bit too tight there, a little too close. So I'm not going to chase RTY now. I'm going to wait, I think, for ISM. It's only 15 minutes away. All right. I think we're going to test that darn VWAP, though.
Order submitted.
Put my stop right above the candle and see if we get that test or not. Let's go.
1
You
minute
can
remaining
almost
now
feel,
for the
you
US
can
S&P
almost feel
manufacturing
a
PMI.
change in direction, a change in momentum, even before it happens. You can almost feel it. All right, we're looking at gold on ISM. Let's pull up the DMM for a minute. This is definitely a risky report. It's had some big moves. It has had some big moves. 86 ticks on gold, 82 ticks. I would not trade it as a breakout. It has not been a safe breakout. I'll trade it as a gold
10
trap,
seconds.
a big trap. So I'll set up the trap, right click, trap trade. Stop is
52 spot 3,
35.
52 spot 3, lower than forecast, 52 spot 4. Fed's
Stop of
Musalem says our mandate
35.
is not to fund the deficit at a lower rate.
And then we've got 959.55 on the trigger. 959.55 on the trigger. The stop is 35. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Tier 1 is 60. Tier 2 is 110. I think there's a real possibility we might not get filled on this report. It's possible. Okay? It's
Feds
possible.
Musalem says, if the
Label
Iran
it
war ends in 2
trap
weeks, I'd be looking for a lingering risk
GC,
premium.
and then the account will trade it in. I'll keep trying. Can I trade it in that 35? Let me see if I can still trade it in that 35. So gold in that 35. I don't think I can use that account. We'll trade it in 37. We're up 50
Feds
bucks
Musalem
in
says it will take some
37.
time to bring damaged
So we have our
infrastructure
gold
back online.
trap, and we'll put a gold reverse continue on the chart as well. Reverse continue, one position, 35 tick target, 35 tick stop. Label it GC reverse continue. And same account, 37. Apply it, okay. Let me make sure I'm on the right account. Yeah, 37. I have to fix my trap, put that on 37.
We have posted the US S&P manufacturing PMI March final report on the feed for those interested.
Okay, so we've got
In this
two
report,
setups.
Chief Economist Williamson
Gold.
says faster growth of output in March points encouragingly to resilience for the US manufacturing sector in the face of the outbreak of the war in the Middle East.
Maybe
business confidence
the
regarding
report
output
will
in the year ahead
trigger
has
one
also
of
so
these
far held up
magnets,
well.
right?
They note that the sustained
Now we're
resilience
just
is in
not
part
getting.
reflecting reduced
Are we
concerns
going to
over
get this
government
darn
policies such
follow
as tariffs,
through
but also indicates
on the
that producers
RTY?
anticipate only a
Or
short-term
do I
and
want to get
modest
out of this
impact from the war,
RTY?
which is clearly
Here we go.
uncertain.
Maybe we're getting it now. Why not move the stop to safety so you can't lose on this RTY? And
Order
there we go.
filled.
Okay, so look, now we're wound up positive on our RTY. One scalp was a loser, one scalp was a winner, and we wound up a little bit positive on the RTY. So that's good. That's a good thing. We do have an ES trap for ISM. Let me show you the spike sheet. The spike sheet on gold is pretty intense. Very difficult to trade this. We had a 140 tick move last time, 275 ticks in February. We would not survive that kind of a move. And then we had normal size moves in the months before that, except for August, which had 92 ticks. November was 85. That was pretty big. But we would survive any of these moves. I think, looking at everything, I would want my first tier to be 55-ish. But it's very difficult to have the orders so far apart. Because what it does on a trap trade, when your orders are super far apart, you're getting bad fill average price, bad average price fills. So we're going to leave it the way it is.
Says we can shrink the
60
balance
and
sheet by
110.
reducing
Let's
supply
see if we
or
get
by reducing demand for
a
reserves.
less crazy burst. Maybe the last two were anomalies. I don't think ISM manufacturing is going to move hundreds of ticks. I really don't. I think that we're going to be fine and we'll be able to manage the gold trap trade. That's what I think. So I'm going to trade it.
Brings us now 10 minutes away from the top of the hour, where we get the US ISM manufacturing PMI for the month of March. The forecast is 52.3 on the prior 52.4, with a range of 53.5 to 50.6.
Gold trap
Prices paid,
in Lucid.
forecast 74
Gold
on the prior
reverse
70.5.
in Lucid.
Employment forecast 49 on the prior 48.8. New orders forecast 54.5 on the prior 55.8.
So I'm
Fed's
planning
Musalem says we are taking
on a
steps
good
to reduce demand
response,
for reserves
a
from the financial
manageable
system.
trade,
Would be
because I
smoother to
really
pivot.
want to get this Lucid account funded. Okay. Now I know I could be doing some serious damage to this Lucid account if it's a bad trade. I know the risks. But our traps, if you notice,
Microsoft are to
we've
invest
been
over
making
$1
money
billion
on most of
in
our
AI
traps.
infrastructure in Thailand.
That's the truth. We haven't been blowing through them. We've been making them big and we've been able to manage them. All right. Now, I am going to turn off the YM because we do have an ES trap to test that has been working. Oh, it has been working. And I am done right now trading the RTY. Okay, our magnet didn't work because there was news about the Strait of Hormuz. And then we did get a nice scalp. So we're positive RTY. I'm going to leave the RTY for now. All right, I'm done with RTY. I can't manage two trap trades and something else on ISM. It's too complicated. We do have the news. All right, that's the news. We do have an ES setup, so I'm going to get rid of our YM. Now I'll keep the YM and redo it.
Fed's Musalem says AI's impact on the economy is mostly through data center build-out and energy investment.
Let me just get my gold stable. So gold, I want my trap on Lucid. So let's put it there. Gold trap is Lucid. All my gold trades for ISM are on Lucid. All right. So that's all set up. We have magnets. We have a magnet. Nope, sorry. Let me get rid of this. I want to set up a magnet for gold, but I don't have time yet. So let's do this. Let's get our ES set up. ES 0626.
Fed's Bar says if the Iran war persists, it could impact inflation.
ISM on the ES. My notes 25 and 40. We're going to go a
Microsoft shares
little
turn
bit
negative
bigger.
on plans to invest in
Trap.
Thailand.
First, we're going to modify the magnet on the ES. High of day, low of day, we're going to leave it alone. The first target, we're just going to do the first target and the stop 25, and the second target just 10 ticks. One position, default target -3. Second position, target of 10, 25 on the stop. Target one stop move is break even. And then we'll trade the ES on number 37. Label it ES magnet. Apply it. Okay it. So we have an ES magnet. I'll be watching it eventually. Let's get our ES trap trade set up. That's the way I'm trading ISM. Our fill is 959.55. Our stop is 25. Tier 1, we're going to do 25 and 40. We may not get filled on the ES. It might just be way too big. Label it trap ES. And 37 is the account we're using for ES. Apply it, okay it. It may just be too darn big. I'm thinking if we just want to
It's been
go
5 minutes time now at the top of the
20
hour.
and
We see the release of
35.
the
Let's
US
take a
ISM
risk.
manufacturing
We'll do
PMI for
20 and
March.
35,
Forecast
just
52
like the
spot 3
DMM
on the prior
says.
52 spot 4
Not
with a
gonna
range of
make it
53
bigger.
spot 5 to 50 spot 6. Price is paid. Forecast 74 on the prior 70 spot 5. Employment index Forecast
Fly it.
49
Okay.
on the prior,
Same stop,
48 spot 8.
25.
And new orders
So our
forecast
trap is
54 spot
ready on
5
the
on the
ES.
prior,
And
55
we want
spot
to
8.
reverse continue on the ES. Click News Trader, change the breakout to reverse continue. One position, we'll do a 20 tick target, 20 tick stop. We'll label it ES, reverse continue. Same chart as our magnet and as our trap. 37 on the ES. All right, so we've got an ES, reverse continue, and we have a magnet that we're just watching. We're going to trade the trap trade on the ES, okay? That's what we're going to trade. Let's see what happens on the trap, all right? We need to be able to see. I want my trap trade to be the first chosen setup. So I'm going to uncheck my buttons for a moment. And the first button is trap. And that's so I don't have to widen my chart very much. I want to see the cancel button for cancel the outer tier if I need it. Now I'll turn on my ES magnet and my ES reverse continue. Everything looks good. We have a magnet. A trap is what we're trading though. Same thing with gold. Trap is the main trade. All I have on gold is a reverse continue and a trap. Might as well throw a magnet on gold. High of day, low of day. One position, -3 default, 40 stop. All right, just one position. We're doing everything in Lucid Gold. Label it GC Magnet. Put it in Lucid. Remember, you don't have to take all these trades. These are just setups. If you want to use them, we can watch signals with our gold trade. Now, I want it off. I don't want confusion with the trap trade. So high of day, low of day, I'm turning off on the control panel till the trap trade is over. I can see my cancel button. Okay. I can see my cancel button. Now, gold, just like our previous trap this morning, is still bullish. Gold is still bullish. I prefer to be filled long on the trap trade. I won't stop it from filling me in any direction because we've been moving all over the place on gold. I'd prefer a long trade, okay?
One
My
minute remaining. I'll
management
lead with the
thought is
US
always the
ISM
same
manufacturing
on a
PMI.
trap trade. Get the darn stop to safety so you can trail. That's my management strategy on every trap trade. I'm thinking about direction on a trap. If the market's super bullish, I'd prefer to get filled in the bullish direction. So that means I want to see the news go down on price first. And then don't forget the rules with a trap trade is if you get a burst in one direction and it doesn't fill you and it does a sizable reversal, that's the trade and it didn't
10 seconds.
fill. Okay?
Order submitted.
So sometimes you're not going to allow it. Now I'm not
Order
seeing my darn
canceled.
orders.
52 spot 7, 52 spot 7.
So I have a
that is.
positive
Higher than
trade
forecast,
here.
52 spot 3.
I'm not
Price is paid
canceling my outer
78 spot
tier
3,
yet.
78 spot 3. Higher than forecast, 74. Employment, 48 spot
I'm
7,
not
48
canceling my
spot
outer
7.
tier
Lower than
yet.
forecast, 49. New orders, 53 spot 5.
My
53 spot
ES
5,
has not
which is lower than
filled. I'm
forecast at
going to
54
cancel
spot 7.
the ES trap.
Order canceled.
Gold, I'm canceling the outer
Order
tier. I'm
canceled.
moving my stop to safety. Now, it's just barely profitable. It's going to stop me out for nothing.
Order canceled.
All right, 20 bucks because it changed direction, okay? It changed direction. So I was too fast on gold. I think it's still going to wind up going up. Let's watch it. Be careful. It may have saved a bad trap. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure. Not sure. I think that we're going to get that reversal now, possibly. But our trap is done. I'm not taking it again. All right? The trap's over. I mean, there's a temptation to go long here because the trap, that's the direction we got filled. But it's so much risk. It's so much risk. Where are you going to put your stop? Where are you going to put your stop?
US stock indexes are little changed following the data.
Now the
According to TASS,
ISM
citing an Iranian envoy, Iran would welcome Russia as a mediator.
looks like it was a little bit positive, a tiny bit positive, tiny bit positive. Of course, now I'm sorry I didn't take it, right? Sorry I didn't take it. So waiting now, maybe the ES too far away for the trap. It's just too far away for the magnet. I mean, I don't think the magnet's going to come anywhere near filling. It's just too far away. Gold, we had a tiny, tiny win. You can get rid of the trap to get rid of your lines. We do have a reverse continue on the chart with gold, and we do have a magnet on the chart with gold. Okay? But we didn't test the VWAP, so we don't have any signals, and we didn't test the high of day, low of day, so we don't have any signals. You can always turn on your ARS signals, but they're always going to give you too many signals unless you filter. I would rather, gold's very choppy, so I'm not looking for ARS signals now. It's too choppy. I'm more interested in a possible high of day, low of day gold. Low of day presents an interesting issue because your previous market open is between a good entry for the short. You see what I'm saying? Previous market open almost needs to be above a short entry. I don't think gold's going short anyway. I think gold is a long. I think gold is a long. The question is, how much do you want to risk a whole account, or do you want to do it? I would do it on a prop account. I don't want to ruin my Lucid account.
We have posted the US ISM manufacturing
I
March
don't want
reports on the feed for those
ruin my
interested.
Lucid
US
account,
Treasury yields extend their
but I
rise
don't
following the
mind
ISM report shows
screwing
an
up a
increase in prices
regular
paid. The 10-year yield was last up
prop
1.7
account that we
basis points
just
at around
started trading again.
4.33%.
So watch what I'm talking about. Put my magnet and my gold on my 37 account because I don't care about this account. I mean, it's not that I don't care. Don't get me wrong. I care about it. It's not as important as my Lucid account. My Lucid account is getting close to funding. This gold account, this prop account is brand new. And if I blow it up, it just doesn't matter. It's not that big a deal. You can use it for a high risk trade. Taking a long here on gold would be a high risk
Order
trade
submitted.
because your stop has to be under at least that first candle there. And I'm really just going for a scalp. I'm really just going for a scalp. Our momentum is in our direction. Momentum's in our direction. We're not at the high yet. Okay, I can expand my target and I can trail now. Now I'm looking maybe, are we going to get to the high? So I'm going to be a little slower with my trail than normal. Bottom of the candle. It's a pretty profitable trade because gold moves so dramatically. if you get the right side of a gold trade,
Order filled.
okay, that was 370 bucks almost, right? That was a pretty nice scalp. That was a pretty nice scalp.
Treasury 2-year yield hitting a session high following the ISM report. Their last up 1.4 basis points.
So now I'm going to sit tight for a minute or so and just watch, right? Just going to watch. So ISM manufacturing was a tiny bit positive, tiny bit positive. The employment index was a tiny bit negative. So it was a little bit mixed on the news. It was a little bit mixed. And I am going to hang around for crude.
Seeing
All
from
right.
sources here, Amazon assets in Bahrain are under Iranian attack.
I'm going to hang around for crude. So, ES, we didn't get a trade. Okay. So, ES, I'm done. I'm done with ES. Now, we do have an oil report. So, let's put oil on this chart. What's oil doing? We do have an oil report. The oil report has not been impactful. Very nice, James. When you can make $125 on a micro trade, that's actually a lot of money. That's a very nice trade.
So that was reported by the Financial Times just a little bit earlier. Again, Amazon assets in Bahrain under attack.
There was a news that I just heard. Amazon's cloud business in Bahrain damaged in Iran strike. Oil is expecting a 2 million build. How could there be a build? How is that possible? That's hard to believe. My feeling is the oil report will be a drawdown. It'll be different than what they expect. That's what I believe. Let's set up an oil reverse continuation. We already have one set up. 25 target
So as a
and a
reminder, this is not
25
the
stop.
first time that Amazon's facilities in the Middle East have been attacked.
And where are we going to
They have been
trade oil?
attacked
We'll
in the
keep
UAE
account
and
number
Bahrain
37 going,
beginning of March as
and
well.
we'll call it CL reverse continue. Okay? CL reverse continue. I'm not trading oil in a funded account because the oil report has not been very good. All right? Let's set up the breakout. What I know to be the oil report breakout is this. We don't have a DMM today. I think it'll probably be dull. It's been dull. It is a breakout. It's a 10:30 event. We trigger at 10:29:58. Our bracket is 12. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. 10 tick target, 20 tick target, 20 tick stop. This is what our DMMs have been. Target 1 stop move, BE. Break even if it hits target 1. So that's our oil breakout trade. 10:29:58, 12 bracket. Position 1's a 1, position 2's a 1. Target 1 is 10, target 2 is 20. Target 1 stop move is BE to break even. And then our stop loss is 20 ticks. Okay? We're going to trade oil. News trader and label it. We'll stay with account 37. label it CL breakout. Here's what I think is a possibility. Choose the account 37. Let's leave the account on sim for a minute. Let's put the time on 0. Let's take a look at our bracket management. Time on 0.
So commentary from the Ryanair CEO says most fuel suppliers say that they are fine until the
Chart
middle to the
trader on
end of
sim.
May into early June. They say early June would be when we could
Order
see
submitted.
disruptions if the war
Okay,
continues.
there's our bracket. Let's get rid of our
Order
vertical
canceled.
line on entry. Right-click strategy. Highlight the breakout. Okay.
The
Optional.
Ryanair
Show the
CEO says
vertical
the
line on
UK
entry.
is
Uncheck it.
a market
Apply
that's the
it.
most
Okay.
exposed to potential jet fuel shortages.
Now let's look at it again.
Order submitted.
Okay, we have a nice oil bracket.
Order
Should there
canceled.
be a breakout? Okay. We've got the 2 million barrel expected build. I cannot believe there will be a build. There will be a drawdown. Well, you know what? Think about it. From a retail trader, every real retail trader, newbie thinks there'll be a drawdown, right? They're expecting a build. I still think I'm expecting a drawdown, even though a newbie would expect the same thing. I'm expecting a drawdown. The breakout, I am going to trade it in a prop account. Same one that we're working on today, number 37.
So Al Jazeera, citing the Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson, again to Al Jazeera, says
Buy it.
Trump's claims that we
Okay.
requested a ceasefire are false.
Trump's claim that Iran has requested a ceasefire is false. Al Jazeera. No surprise there.
Order submitted.
Whoops.
Order canceled.
Let's get our time set to the correct time. Take the 0 off. 10:29:58 on our breakout. Bracket of 12. Target of 10. Target of 20. Stop of 20. Position 1's a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Account 37. We're going to watch oil. It might not be smart to take a bracket trade right now. Look at the behavior of oil. Okay. Might not be the best bracket trade at the moment. Let's look at how much was that move. It went from 99.25 to 98.80. The charts are spread, so it looks much bigger than it was. Still, it's a 50 tick candle. It's a 50 tick candle. You know, we don't want to get filled on the wrong side, right? We don't want to get filled on the wrong side. Obviously, oil and the markets are volatile now because of this commentary being made about Trump being a liar and comments about jet fuel being unbelievably expensive. So, you know, this is all the things that are creating movement. Now, oil's going down, so there's a big part of the market that's thinking maybe there is a ceasefire, right? If they thought that absolutely no ceasefire, oil would go back up. Don't you think? Possibly. So you don't know who's telling the truth. You don't know who's lying anymore. The point that we have to be concerned about is whether it's currently safe to take a breakout trade. Now, we're not sending DMMs for just this reason. So I don't want to throw away $370 in profit that we just made scalping gold to take an oil trade breakout that we're not recommending because of the war right now. it might make more sense. Let's watch the oil report and see if there's an opportunity after the report. So that's the approach I'm going to take, the grown-up approach. It hasn't been a good breakout this almost for 6 months anyway. So there's really no reason to trade the oil breakout. There's only one reason. If if I'm right and the market has a big drawdown, maybe oil will respond to the upside from the news. There are many issues that make trading the oil report more difficult than, say, trading the natural gas report. We have a DMM for natural gas, and we trade the natural gas report. Over their histories, both reports are inconsistent. But natural gas follows the technicals, the report results, better than oil. Very often, oil doesn't even pay attention to the report. There could be a big drawdown, and oil could still keep dropping because of world events. Whereas natural gas is more prone to following the rules of technicals. Now, we don't want to do everything in account number 37 right now. Right now we have gold on 37, we have all oil on 37. Let's put gold on Lucid. Only something unbelievable is going to make me take a gold trade at the moment anyway. So we'll put gold on Lucid, right click the chart, highlight each strategy, change the account, okay, and then apply. Highlight the other strategy, change the account over to Lucid, press apply. Now both strategies are on Lucid. See? Lucid, Lucid. So we could turn them both back on. We have a magnet and a reverse continue. I'm just watching gold, really. Honestly, I'm just watching it. And then our oil breakout. Are we going to take it? If oil would calm down significantly, I would be interested. So let's see the bracket one more time. Let's go to the breakout. Let's go to the breakout. Let's put the time on 0. We could go with a slightly bigger bracket. Let's look at it with the 12, target of 10 and 20, stop of 20. Put the charts on Sim, the account on Sim, apply it and OK it. Put the chart trader on Sim so you see your orders when you do your testing here of the bracket. Turn on the breakout.
Order submitted.
I'm leaving it on for a few moments to see how challenged we are with a 15 bracket, 12 bracket, I mean. If it's going to fill in a second, then we want a bigger bracket. But you could see that it looks like we could survive while we wait for the news to come out. If we have to wait a few seconds, right? At the moment, we can survive with a 12 bracket. You can press the adjustment button to recenter your brackets also. That's what the adjust button does. Okay, turning off the
Order
breakout. We're
canceled.
going to leave it as is. I'm going to give it a crazy shot. I think just because I can't resist. Now,
in 10
I'm
minutes
going to
time now.
remove the
Seeing
ES
comments from
magnet.
Fed's
We could
Musalem
turn that
first,
into an oil
as he speaks
magnet
to
if we
reporters here.
want
Says
to.
policy is in a good
Let's
place
do
and
that.
balancing a wide range of
Let's
risks.
finish
The
our
probability of
breakout
baseline
back
scenario
to
has dropped, marked up
1029.58
core and headline inflation a few tenths for now.
and account
Says I've
37.
marked down growth forecasts
All right.
somewhat due to the war as well.
Apply it. Okay.
So again, we're 10 minutes
Up.
away from the bottom of the hour, where we
Just
see the
when you
release of the
think it's
weekly
safe to
EIA
play,
inventories numbers.
someone
Crude oil
makes a
inventories, the
bad comment.
forecast is a build of 2 million from the prior build of 6.926 million. The range sees a build of
Someone makes a
4.09
bad
million to a
comment.
draw of 2 million expected.
I think
Gasoline inventories forecast a build of 2.367 million
let's wait
on the
a
prior
few more
draw of
minutes. We'll decide
2.593
on
million.
oil
Distillate inventories in
at the
prior
last
was
minute.
a forecast, is a draw of 0.053 million on the prior build of 3.032 million. Crude Cushing inventories, the prior was a build of 3.421 million. So keeping in mind, last night we saw the release of the private API stock change numbers, showed crude an unexpected build of 10 million.
Last night's API, interestingly, had an unexpected build of 10 million. I
So more
think
color from
now that
Iranian
I'm
state
hearing that,
TV, citing Iran's foreign ministry
we're going to get a
spokesperson
build.
again, saying Trump's statements about Iran requesting a ceasefire are false
We're going to
and
get a build.
baseless.
Let's look at that 4:30 API report last night. Okay, here was the API. We're on a 1-minute chart right before API. Okay, here's the trade candle. API would have been a winner. Maybe. You really have to do a test. You have to do a test. Did the price shoot up first? We only have a 6-tick. Gold looks like it's going to test the high, doesn't it? If you do the magnet, I think the long is now on gold, but it's risky. It's so risky. It just is. Now, we were on Lucid with gold. It is risky to take these gold trades. Even though it's up, it's still really risky. The API, depending on if that move would have filled us long, it would have ruined the trade last night. It's possible that you have to do a test of that to see. You really do. Okay, gonna wait on gold here. The CL breakout.
So Wall Street Journal reporter on X says Trump has raised with the Secretary of State Rubio and other top aides the possibility of withdrawing from NATO if allies don't help reopen the Strait of Hormuz. This is citing a US official. He has discussed leaving NATO, or at least potentially finding ways to weaken the US commitment. So again, this is according to a Wall Street Journal reporter.
Donald Trump always hated NATO. All I'm gonna say is I can't wait to wake up one morning. I just can't wait. JOBB breakout. Breakout. Should we take the oil breakout? 1029.58. Bracket at 12. Let's one more time see if we can put a safe bracket on the chart. Can we put a safe bracket on the chart? Let's put it on sim. Just when we think it's getting mild, it gets crazy again. And this is why, honestly, we haven't been sending out DMMs.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
Our bracket is too small at the moment. Got to use a bigger bracket.
So we are now 5 minutes away from the bottom of the hour, where we see the release of the
Probably
weekly
20.
EIA inventories
I'm going to put
numbers.
a 20
Crude oil
bracket on,
inventories forecast a
and
build
I'm
of
going to
2
trade
million
it.
on the prior build of
And I'm
6.926
hoping that
million.
that will
The
give
range
me
sees a build of
the
4.09
ability to
million to a draw
cancel
of 2 million
if there's
expected.
no burst
Gasoline inventories
on the news.
forecast a build of
Order
2.367 million
submitted.
on the
Okay?
prior draw of 2.593 million. Distillate inventories forecast a draw
If
of
there's no
Order canceled.
burst,
0.053 million on the prior build
there
of
might not be a fill.
3.032 million.
But
And
we
crude Cushing
also
inventories, the
think
prior was a build of
that there's not going to be,
3.421 million.
I don't think anymore there's going to be a drawdown because API, when API has a very big number, drawdown or build, it usually carries through to Wednesday. API was a 10 million build last night. That will carry through to today. I think there will be a big build on oil today, bigger than they think. That's what I think. All right? Because of hearing that API report. Now, we have an ES magnet. Let's change that to an oil magnet for after the news. One position, not two. The stop, 30. One position, high of day, low of day magnet. And we're in that 37 account on everything oil, and let's label it CL magnet. Now, I'm not going to do any order adjusting at the moment. So we're waiting for our breakout, and we're going to watch and listen to the news result on the oil report. They're expecting 2 million build. You know what's also more important than we haven't paid attention to it? Gasoline. Gasoline, we usually don't pay that much attention to it on this report because there's not all these possibilities of shortages and problems in the pricing of gasoline. So the gasoline numbers could have an effect on the report when they normally are not so impactful. So that's, I wouldn't say it's an elephant in the room, but it's another reason the oil report can be volatile, more volatile than expected. Okay? We are still streaming on YouTube, and we have a few people watching. Nobody talks on YouTube. No one says a word. Hardly ever. You're certainly welcome to talk, ask questions. Keep in mind there is a delay. It's about an 8-second delay on YouTube. Latency is what they call it. Now I'm waiting for my scooter to get repaired. My little motor, it's like a little motorcycle like they ride in
1
Thailand.
minute remaining. I'll lead with the EIA crude oil
A
inventories.
lot of you don't know me. 3 Thanksgivings ago, I got almost killed riding my scooter. I got knocked off the scooter when a woman ran a red light. Broke my ankle, ribs, tore my meniscus. What else? If I showed you pictures, you wouldn't believe it. The insurance company started fighting with me when my lawyer asked for a settlement. And the moment we showed them my pictures, they stopped fighting. I was really badly, badly hurt in that accident. Here we go. Hold on.
10 seconds.
But I love riding that damn thing. So we're going to see if we get a breakout here,
Order
folks.
submitted.
Oh, shit. I'm on the wrong chart.
A build of 5 spot
It's
451
a
million. A
build.
build of
I don't
5
want to
spot
be filled long.
451
I
million,
don't
higher
want
than
to
the
be filled
expected
long.
build of
It's
2
a
million.
build.
Gasoline inventories, a
And it's
draw
5
of 0
million.
spot
And it's not
586 million. A
responding.
draw of 0 spot
It's
586
not
million.
responding.
That's less than
I
the
don't want to
expected
be
draw of
filled.
2 spot
All right?
367
I don't want to
million.
be filled.
Distillate inventories, a
Short,
draw of 2
yes.
spot
I would maybe
111
let it
million.
fill
A draw of
short,
2 spot
but
111
it's not
million. That
responding
is
to the
Order
news.
again
canceled.
lower than the
So it's a
expected draw of
cancel.
0
It's
spot
not responding
053
to the
million.
news.
Crude Cushing inventories, a
So we're going
build
to
of 0
cancel
spot
it and
52
remove it.
million. A build of 0
So
spot
now we're
52
just going
million.
to watch oil signals. All right? We can watch signals. And we may not get any signals because it hasn't tested the VWAP in ages. All right? We haven't tested a high or low. There's really not going to be anything to do with crude.
We've posted the EIA weekly petroleum
It's
status
just
report
not
on the feed for
responding
those
to the
interested.
news. And that's the main reason. See, I would still generate DMMs. I think we can generate DMMs. If there's no movement, cancel. Now, we may get some downward movement because oil is negative, but it's not trading the report anymore. Do you want to take a short trade on oil? Where would you put your stop? I'd put it above this market structure. That's where I'd put it, above this market structure. I don't know. I hate to give back some nice profit here.
Order submitted.
My stop has to be here. That's too big of a stop, though. That's too big of a stop. What you could do is, half year. At this point, I would want that big of a stop. If I get a couple of ticks out of this, I'll probably take it.
Order
Okay,
filled.
I'll take $100 out of that. Let's think about what's going to happen here. Is oil going to follow the news? Trending now? Is it going to trend because of the build? It's not that big of a build. They expected 2, and it's 5.5. It's not anything to write home about, honestly. So I think I'll take that 100 scalp and finish the morning. We have one more day of trading. Gold, we had a $20 profit in Lucid, but we made most of this 490 was our gold scalp. Remember that, okay? Anybody have any questions? I think I'm done for the morning. There was a lot of opportunity. We took advantage of as much as we could. Let me recap everything. Oil market open. We got stopped. MNQ, we got stopped. RTY, target 1 range trade winner on the open. Magnet stop, money on a scalp, wound up profitable on the RTY, small profit. Lucid, up $20, small trap trade profit. Nope, that was ADP, wasn't it? ADP, tiny profit. Tiny profit, ADP. Retail and ISM, just not much to make. We didn't lose, but we didn't make much on any of the big news. The big disappointment was we had a very nice profit on, was it the retail trade on the trap? And the quickness of the fill ate up the profit. So it wound up being flat. That would have, could have, should have been a $500 winner. Should have been if the
The
profit
sirens are
count
sounding in Tel Aviv for the
data
4th
feed
time
wasn't
in
so
15
lousy.
minutes as Iran launches a larger than usual missile salvo
So
at
that's a
central Israel.
recap. Overall, we made money. Overall, we made money
US
because the
crude stocks,
MNQ stop
excluding
is
BSPR,
MNQ.
rose to their
Our
highest
gold
last
scalp
week
made
since
over
June of
350.
2023, according to
Our
the
oil
EIA.
scalp made 100. So it was a very mixed morning, I would say. A mixed morning. So we've got one more. We've got tomorrow. Let's see what the schedule looks like for tomorrow. Um, no big reports. We do have unemployment, so we'll be here at 8, and we'll stick around for natural gas like we did today. All right? So I don't see any questions. I'm going to close our YouTube stream. Thanks, everyone on YouTube. Hit the like button.